In this video number 88, we are going to see some useful phrases again. And I'll be making phrases such that it will be very useful for you to speak to people, understand the day-to-day language when someone speaks, or if you want to make your own phrase, construct your own phrase and speak to someone. So I'll not be making very basic words like goodbye, see you tomorrow. Those are simple words you can just learn just like that. It is not a big issue, but instead you should be able to speak and learn the day-to-day language and the day-to-day conversation and phrases. So let us see the first one now. Will you listen to me at all if I tell you something? Na sonna if I tell you. Ni kepaya matiya. Kepaya is will you listen, but keka is also to listen to music, but at the same time it also means to yield to someone's advice or order or their suggestion. Or na sonna if I tell you. Ni kepaya matiya, will you listen or not? Kepaya matiya. Mataya is will you not? So it's will you listen or not? Ni kepaya matiya. Na sonna ni kepaya matiya. Just imagine the girl is telling something to him when she says, when I tell you something, will you listen to that or not? Na sonna ni kepaya matiya. Nowadays you're too adamant. இப்பெல்லாம் நீ ரொம்ப அடம் பிடிக்கிற. இப்பெல்லாம் நீ ரொம்ப அடம் பிடிக்கிற. Just imagine you're saying to that small little kid there, saying you're very mischievous and obstinate, like you're adamant. Or you can, it's okay to tell that boy sleeping there, he doesn't do any job, he's not working at home, he's not studying. You say you're being very adamant. Adam. So this is a word that you use only for kids or children. Adam pedikira. You are being adamant. Ippepala நீ ரொம்ப அடம் பிடிக்கிற. You can learn some vocab as well here. Ippepala means nowadays or now. It was not before you are different, but now Ippepala நீ you ரொம்ப அடம் பிடிக்கிற. You're very stubborn. Adam is just you're very, it's used for children, especially like when they want something, if they want a toy or if they want to go outside, go to the shop, buy some chocolates. It said like you're being very, the right word will be like they're not very yielding, they're not listening to, and they're being childish. And this is something you can also use for elders in the sense like it can be sarcastically used, though this word is exclusively for the kids and youngsters or the children. It can also be used for elders in the sense he's very, just imagine the girl says or the wife says about her man that he's very adamant that he wants to move to a new house. அவரு ரொம்ப அடம் பிடிக்கிறாரு. அவரு ரொம்ப அடம் பிடிக்கிறாரு. So it's adam here, she means it a little more sarcastically, though it's being used for children. It can be sometimes, it can also be used for elders figuratively or sarcastically. இப்ப இப்பெல்லாம் nowadays நீ ரொம்ப அடம் பிடிக்கிற. So இப்ப எல்லாம், you can say இப்ப is now, எல்லாம் and all, now and all, it is nowadays. இப்ப எல்லாம். So why is just to join the two words, like இப்ப is now, எல்லாம் all, nowadays இப்ப எல்லாம். Or you can also say இப்ப இப்பெல்லாம், இப்ப இப்பெல்லாம். So these are variations of the same word. As you speak and speak, and as you listen and listen to people speaking, you can pick up these things. It's not going to be a problem for you. So just let it go. You can just listen to that, and then it will, over time, it can come naturally to you. The next word is adam. As I told, it's especially for children who are very adamant and troublesome. Adam. வாழுத்தனம் ஜாஸ்தி ஆயிடுச்சு. So வாழு is also a very slang, or it's kind of okay to use in common use for children. வாழுத்தனம் is mischievousness. வாழுத்தனம் ஜாஸ்தி ஆயிடுச்சு has increased. So here you வாழுத்தனம் ஜாஸ்தி ஆயிடுச்சு, you don't mean it particularly on anyone, it's just general. You can look at somebody and say, ah, the mischievousness has increased. You look at the some mischievous baby or mischievous kid and say, oh, mischievous increased means his or her or their. So that's why I've used brackets there. வாழுத்தனம் ஜாஸ்தி ஆயிடுச்சு. You can imagine those two kids. One is playing with the, is doing something with the radio. The other one is doing something with the camera. So we say, வாழுத்தனம் ஜாஸ்தி ஆயிடுச்சு. வாழுத்தனம், that is mischief. ஜாஸ்தி ஆயிடுச்சு has increased. ஜாஸ்தி is more. ஆயிடுச்சு has happened. So it has happened more. It's becoming more. Jasti, it has become more. That's the exact meaning here. Jasti ஆயிடுச்சு, it has become more. வாழுத்தனம் ஜாஸ்தி ஆயிடுச்சு. வாழுத்தனம் ஜாஸ்தி ஆயிடுச்சு. எதுக்கு எடுத்தாலும் பிடிவாதம் பிடிக்கிறத விட்டுடு. எதுக்கு எடுத்தாலும் பிடிவாதம் பிடிக்கிறத விட்டுடு. That is, stop being stubborn and everything. Just imagine you're saying to the kids, or it's also okay in a sense, like you, in an argument, you say, like, you're being too demanding and stubborn. And just let go of that attitude. எதுக்கு எடுத்தாலும் பிடிவாதம் பிடிக்கிறத விட்டுடு. எதுக்கு எடுத்தாலும், for each and everything. பிடிவாதம் பிடிக்கிறது, being mischievous, or the more right meaning will be, as I given, you could see below that, pidivadam is more irritatingly insistent. You say something or you want something to happen and then you're very stubborn, you're very unyielding and probably unpractical. It's very troublesome for everyone, which is called pidivadam. Kids can do it, elders can do it, just anybody can do it. If I'm very keen that I'm just going to be studying only in this college, this job is what I want, and then I'm unrelenting, you could say, stop being so insistent. பிடிவாதம் பிடிக்கிறத விட்டுடு. ஸோ எதுக்கு எடுத்தாலும், for each and everything, பிடிவாதம் பிடிக்கிறத விட்டுடு. எதுக்கு எடுத்தாலும், that's two words that becomes எதுக்கு எடுத்தாலும், for each and everything. எதுக்கு is whatever, எடுத்தாலும் whatever taken. So anything and everything, you're being very insistent and troublesome. That's the meaning here. எதுக்கு எடுத்தாலும் பிடிவாதம் பிடிக்கிறத விட்டுடு. எதுக்கு எடுத்தாலும் பிடிவாதம் பிடிக்கிறத விட்டுடு. Again, the next phrase is, you're talking back and forth. That is, you're very contradicting and again unyielding. We are seeing the almost the same kind of a meaning again and again in different, with slight variation in shades. So this is, you're talking back and forth. என்ன சொன்னாலும் எடக்கு முடக்கா பேசிகிட்டு இருக்க. என்ன சொன்னாலும் எடக்கு முடக்கா. So எடக்கு முடக்கா is a very nice word, very colloquial term, people use it. But don't worry, it is not a bad word to use. It's not a bad word to use. It's a very, very often used word. And a native speaker will very easily use such words. என்ன சொன்னாலும் எடக்கு முடக்கா பேசிகிட்டு இருக்க. என்ன சொன்னாலும், that's whatever is said to you, or whatever I say, or whatever someone says, or someone suggests you, advise you, you just do the, you go on arguing with that. எடக்கு முடக்கா, that is, எடக்கு முடக்கா பேசிக்கிட்டு இருக்க, you're talking. So எடக்கு முடக்கா can mean it's a dispute. You're just disputing on everything, just say something and then you say something else. You are, and then it can also be used for actions. Or he's doing something, you tell him something and he's going to do something out of order. எடக்கு முடக்கா அவன் பண்ணுவான். You tell him clearly and still he's going to do எடக்கு முடக்கா. எடக்கு முடக்கு அவன் பண்ணுவான். You tell him something and he's going to do something else. So it can be more. It can be, you could be innocently doing something wrong, or you can be even purposefully doing something. It doesn't matter. It's just that it's complete disorder. என்ன சொன்னாலும் எடக்கு முடக்கா பேசிட்டு இருக்க. Whatever I tell you or whatever is said to you, you dispute and disagree, and then you're talking in such a fashion. எடக்கு முடக்கு, disorderly or dispute. என்ன சொன்னாலும் எடக்கு முடக்கா பேசிட்டு இருக்க. Either you should be able to think on your own or should at least take advice. This means something like how we would say in English, like either you have to be proactive or at least be receptive. ஸோ ஒன்று சொந்த புத்தி இருக்கணும், இல்லை சொல் புத்தியாவது இருக்கணும். ஒன்று சொந்த புத்தி இருக்கணும், இல்லை சொல் புத்தியாவது இருக்கணும். Imagine the man on the left, he's the boss, and he's very angry at something the employee has done, and he says, either you should be able to think on your own, you should be resourceful, or you should be sensible enough to take advices. So he's very angry that the person is bad at both. Whereas it can also be, as you see in the right, it can also mean an argument between two people. Like, see, you cannot act on your own, neither do you take advice. Nor do you take advice. It's just that. ஒன்று சொந்த புத்தி இருக்கணும், இல்லை சொல் புத்தியாவது இருக்கணும். ஒன்று சொந்த புத்தி இருக்கணும், இல்லை சொல் புத்தியாவது இருக்கணும். So it's ஒன்று, and again the next phrase with illa is either or. ஒன்று இல்லை. ஸோ ஒன்று சொந்த புத்தி இருக்கணும், இல்லை சொல் புத்தியாவது இருக்கணும். I'll make the next video with this combination of ஒன்று இல்லை. It can be very useful for you. ஒன்று சொந்த புத்தி இருக்கணும், இல்லை சொல் புத்தி இது இருக்கணும். Either you should have your own reasoning mind or at least be receptive. So சொல் புத்தி is telling, buddhi is your ability to think. So when someone says you should be able to properly understand and do. Or sonda buddhi is being resourceful, you should be able to think on your own. So sonda buddhi, sol buddhi. Sonda buddhi can also be, another word for that is suya buddhi. Suya is self. Buddhi, ability to reasonably think. So these are very useful two vocab for you, or you see many vocabs just in the small phrase. ஒன்று சொந்த புத்தி இருக்கணும், இல்லை சொல் புத்தியாவது இருக்கணும். ஒன்று சொந்த புத்தி இருக்கணும், இல்லை சொல் புத்தியாவது இருக்கணும். Don't take out your arrogance and all on me. இந்த திமிரெல்லாம் என்கிட்ட காமிக்காத. இந்த திமிரெல்லாம் என்கிட்ட காமிக்காத. So don't take out your arrogance and all on me. இந்த திமிரெல்லாம். Timir is a very often used word. It simply means something like arrogance, or it's more of someone's attitude, an arrogant attitude, or a rude behavior, or someone who shows that kind of a nasty superiority in their behavior. These are all can be rolled into something called timir. In the timirella, all these attitudes and everything, engita kamikada, don't take it out on me. Kamikada is actually not to show, but here it means don't take all your arrogance and everything on me. Don't display that to me. That is the meaning here. So it can be, as you can clearly see there, it's an argument between two people, and then one of them saying, in the timirella engita kamikada. In the timirella engita kamikada. The next one is try all these with someone else. That is, you can display it can be just a continuation of the previous phrase. That is, we talked about timur, that is arrogance, and now it is, okay, you can try all your scene and everything to somebody else. All your arrogance and display of arrogance behavior, try it with someone else, but not to me. So just imagine the girl saying, இதெல்லாம் வேற யார்கிட்டயாவது வச்சுக்கோ. இதையெல்லாம் வேற யார்கிட்டயாவது வச்சுக்கோ. இதையெல்லாம், all these, வேற யார்கிட்டயாவது வச்சுக்கோ. Try it with somebody else. So I'm very carefully trying to make them into small phrases. So if you can really understand this kind of a broken up phrase, and then you can see two, three mini phrases or words properly broken, it'd be very easy for you to make your own phrases. So all that you have to understand is just understand how, where the word or where the phrase breaks into what. So இதையெல்லாம், all these. See, you can also use this in your own context. You can say இதெல்லாம் ஏன் பண்ற, why are you doing all this, இதெல்லாம் ஏன் பண்ற. So இதெல்லாம் வேற யார்கிட்டயாவது வச்சுக்கோ. Try it with somebody else. I hope you would have understood by now. So we are making a proper sequel of meaningful phrases. இந்நேரம் புரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இந்நேரம் புரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இந்நேரம் புரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். I hope you would have understood it by now. இந்நேரம், by now. புரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு, that it would have got understood. நினைக்கிறேன், I believe. So she was earlier saying, don't try your nasty behavior with me, you show it to someone else, do that to someone else. And now she says, I hope you would have understood that by now, or hope you'd have got understood by now. இந்நேரம் புரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். By now, புரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு, that it would have got understood. நினைக்கிறேன், I believe. Hope you found the phrases quite useful. You learned a few vocabularies, you learned some useful phrases. And if you want to learn something in particular, you can also come up with ideas. Just write them, leave them in the comment section, and I could be making videos. And there are already plenty of videos for you to learn. I have done almost like 7 to 8 hours of videos, which can be very useful for you to learn if you're now quarantined. Stay safe, be at home, all the best.